JStewartBlack, it starts with 1. Changing individuals changes organizations. Welcome to the summary of It Starts With 1. Changing Individuals Changes Organizations by JStewartBlack. This summary will explore why organizational change often fails and how understanding and altering individual mental maps can lead to successful transformations. Learn about the fundamentals of change, the challenges of breaking through mental barriers, and effective strategies to drive progress. Discover important lessons on setting clear goals, providing resources, and offering rewards, as well as the significance of change champions in motivating and guiding employees through transitions.
The importance of personal change. The key to successful organizational change is personal transformation. Most management books make the mistake of treating it as a top-down process, but this approach is flawed. Organizations cannot evolve unless individuals alter their behavior and actions first. Unfortunately, most attempts to initiate and sustain change fail, as workers resist new directives. To build willingness, leaders must communicate, understand their employees' point of view, and praise their efforts. While organizational updating requires a significant investment, it is essential for evolving and staying competitive. Keep it simple, the fundamentals of successful change. Don't complicate transformational initiatives as its implementation tends to fail. Instead, focus on the most crucial factors for change and set a realistic goal. Success with these goals will lead to greater adjustments in the future. According to the book, the fundamentals of change can be observed in 4 stages. Initially, the old methods work wonders. However, as time passes, they will become ineffective, and new methods are needed. Though you may struggle with these new behaviors and techniques at first, eventually, you'll triumph and do things differently. This, the book says, is the essence of change. Overcoming the brain barrier. Human inclination towards familiar processes often creates a brain barrier that hinders innovation. This ingrained preference for old mental maps makes it hard to accept novel ideas or methods. As a result, people tend to use tried-and-true methods and avoid unfamiliar territory. The brain barrier's 3 components, fear of the unknown, cognitive dissonance, and the sunk cost fallacy, work together to resist change. To implement innovation successfully, one must first acknowledge and overcome this barrier to adopt a fresh perspective. Breaking free from mental maps. The failure of Motorola to adapt to the digital era serves as a cautionary tale for companies. Leaders must confront their old mental maps by providing high contrast and high confrontation data. Breaking through old mental modes requires full immersion of all senses. Managers should graphically illustrate the contrasts between old and new with the core 20% of what is different. Alter the mental terrain of those you depend on to execute change so they immediately, viscerally understand why it is necessary to adapt. Overcoming inertia, inspiring growth among employees. Many employees struggle to break free from old habits and embrace growth. Even after acknowledging the need for progress, they remain attached to their comfort zones and fear the unfamiliar territory that comes with change. To motivate them, leaders must set clear targets, provide necessary resources, and offer rewards. Additionally, understanding what matters to individual employees is key. By assessing individual priorities in areas such as achievement, relations, conceptual/thinking, improvement, and control, leaders can create a strategy that inspires growth. Keeping employees motivated during corporate change. Employees need change champions to stay motivated and avoid hitting the fail-to-finish barricade during corporate transitions. Without information on the progress of a new initiative and recognition of their efforts, employees may assume it is not working and become demotivated. To keep the initiative moving, change champions must reinforce positive behaviors, focus on desired efforts, and assure employees that their efforts matter. Corporate change can be a daunting task, and many employees become skeptical of new initiatives. They don't understand how top-down directives apply to them, and they don't believe their individual actions can affect the overall organization. This line of thinking can have a ruinous impact on their motivation and lead to employees hitting the fail-to-finish barricade. To keep employees on track and motivated, Jack Zenger, in his book The Extraordinary Leader, suggests the use of change champions. Appointing change champions to help reinforce positive behaviors is crucial in the early stages of a program when employees are learning new skills. These representatives must operate from the trenches and focus on desired efforts, not results. Daily reinforcement is necessary to keep the initiative moving. Champions must encourage employees to stick with their new processes until they regain their sense of competence and accomplishment. Employees tire of consciously shifting how they work, and they don't think their individual actions make much of a difference. Promulgating information regularly, providing feedback on progress, and creating a progress chart help employees see how they are doing. Thus, efforts should be made to communicate to employees that their contributions matter towards the company's progress. Creating clear strategies, appointing change champions, and providing regular feedback to employees can keep corporate change initiatives on track. By highlighting the importance of employees' efforts, they can be continuously motivated to make the transition. Kellogg's mental map shift. The Kellogg Company's executives couldn't see beyond their mental map of cold cereal being the only ideal breakfast, hindering them from introducing new products that catered to the shift of Americans' breakfast habits. It took a new CEO, Carlos Gutierrez, to widen their perspective and update their mental map, drawing an image of diverse breakfast habits around the world and persuading them to change the company's direction. He transitioned the company through anticipatory change, leading events instead of following them, emphasizing the need for embedding change in individuals to consistently affect behavior and results. This made Kellogg's sales account for less than 50% of their booming business, which had expanded to 180 countries. All firms need conversion for growth and may endure costly transitions, but changing employees first, one by one, makes the process efficient.
In conclusion, It Starts With One emphasizes the importance of starting change at the individual level in order to successfully transform organizations. Organizations often fail to adapt because employees and leaders resist new mental maps and maintain outdated approaches. To overcome this, leaders must introduce high contrast and high confrontation information, set clear goals, provide necessary resources, and offer appropriate rewards. Furthermore, assigning change champions is crucial in supporting individual change and ensuring overall success. Ultimately, the ability to anticipate and reactively embrace change will allow businesses to thrive and outpace competition.